And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the heart of the Inland Empire, right here in sunny Southern California, it's Robert Cardoza Live, where we talk about politics, money, and you. This is the intersection of business and politics. And now here's your host, Robert Cardoza. And welcome aboard. I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics, right here on Robert Cardoza Live, where I do an honest, unbiased analysis of the issues confronting you today that affect the decisions that you're going to make for both your personal and your business life. I come to you every Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Time on Spreaker Radio, Blog Talk Radio, MyCast Live Radio, and countless terrestrial stations worldwide. I also broadcast on Roar 1776 Radio and Live 365 Radio every Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and YouTube, where you can listen to all of my shows 24/7. Go to my website at www.robertcardozalive.com for archives of all my radio and television shows. You can also access my show live right from my website each day simply by clicking that little icon labeled Listen Live. Email me at robertcardozalive@gmail.com. That's where I get all the emails I deal with here on the show. And you can call into my show if you just want to comment or engage me in conversation about anything. Just call directly into the studio at 909-545-6516. Again, that number, 909-545-6516. Now, on today's show, we're going to discuss what's in the news, new legislation, the IRS loses, and I'm going to answer your emails just like I always do. Now, today, my expert contributor is Suzette Mailer with her IFAB Travel Corner. My special guest is Sean Lefebvre with his Geared for Wellness series. Now, I actually wanted to let you know what the weather was here in the heart of the Inland Empire. It's been a warm and muggy day. I want you to know that right now at 4:02 p.m. Pacific Time, it's currently 87 degrees in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. Well, that doesn't seem too hot, right? Well, I want to tell you, it's down from 101 on its way to 71, and it's kind of overcast and humid out there. So that kind of makes all the difference in the world when you're thinking about what's going on in the weather out here. Now, let's talk about the news. You know what? There's a lot of it going on. Right now, Greece, their creditors are going to discuss the new plan as the bailout's set to expire. Now, you need to know that the bailout for Greece actually has already expired, so you need to know that. And the IMF confirmed the debt due by Greece has not been paid. So you know what? That's going to shake up the euro and maybe the euro for Greece. But here's the thing. Greece's European creditors were assessing a last-minute proposal Athens made for a new two-year rescue deal, submitted just hours before the country's international bailout program expires and it loses access to billions of euros in funds. At midnight, Central Europe time today, the country is also set to become the first developed nation to miss a debt repayment to the International Monetary Fund as Greece sinks deeper into the financial emergency that has forced it to put a nationwide lockdown on money withdrawals. The crisis worsened over the weekend after Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras called a referendum for Sunday on creditors' proposals for reforms in return for bailout loans. The increased fears the country could soon fall out of the euro currency bloc, and Greeks rushed to pull money out of the ATM. Tsipras is advocating a no vote. You know what? God only knows what's going to happen now. Greece is the very first country in the European Union to default on a loan or on their payments and what's going on. So let's see where they go from here. No telling, to be honest with you. Things don't look so good. Well, AP sources say the United States and Cuba to announce a plan to open embassies. President Barack Obama will announce Wednesday that the U.S. and Cuba have finalized an agreement to reopen embassies in each other's capitals, a major step in ending hostilities between Cold War foes, a senior administration official actually said. The U.S. and Cuba have been negotiating and reestablishment of embassies following the historic December announcement that they would move to restore ties after a half a century of animosity. For Obama, Ending the U.S. freeze with Cuba is central to his foreign policy legacy as he nears the end of his presidency. Obama has long touted the value of direct engagement with global foes and has argued that the United States embargo on the communist island just 90 miles south of Florida was ineffective. Obama and Secretary of State John Kerry are expected to speak tomorrow morning about the embassy openings. The official insisted on anonymity because the official was not authorized to speak publicly about the matter ahead of the president. You know what? We hear that all the time, but we still hear what's going on. How silly is that? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, the IMF says Greece misses the $1.8 million loan payment. You know, the International Monetary Fund says Greece missed that $1.8 billion debt payment today, becoming the very first developed country to default on a loan to the lending agency. Eurozone finance chiefs refused to grant a last-minute extension of the bailout program Greece has relied on for 5 years, and the Greece government couldn't come up with money on its own to pay the IMF. The IMF said its executive board would consider a Greek request to extend the loan. Well, you know what? We'll see what happens. Doesn't look good for Greece, I'll tell you that. My guess is that the money that'll be popping out of those ATM machines pretty soon is going to be Greek drachmas and not euros. You will see what happens. Well, Bush tax returns, big income, big taxes since 1981. Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush has earned nearly $29 million since leaving the Florida governor's mansion and has paid an average federal income tax rate of 36% in the past 3 decades, according to tax returns released by his campaign today. In an effort designed to show a commitment to transparency, Bush posted the tax returns on a website that outlines his work history since 1981, including most of the time that has passed since the 2-term Florida governor left office in 2007. In those recent years, Bush has served on numerous corporate boards and has seen his income rise sharply. Today, I'm releasing 33 years of tax returns, more than any presidential candidate in history, Bush wrote on his website. The 2007 to 2013 Bush reported nearly $29 million in total income. His primary occupation during that time was as a consultant, although he also made nearly $10 million giving speeches from 2007 through the end of last year. Why not? Everybody else is. And what are they going to say? Well, same-sex marriage fight turns to clerks who refuse licenses. Can you believe this? It just keeps going on. Let's get another life, will you? You know, Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis shut her blinds at work today to block the view of rainbow-clad protesters outside. They carried flowers and flags and signs saying, "You don't own marriage," they chanted. "Do your job." Moments later, she told a lesbian couple who walked in asking for a license to try another county. Davis is among a handful of public officials across the Bible Belt so repulsed by the thought of enabling a same-sex marriage that they are defying the United States Supreme Court and refusing to issue a license to anyone, gay or straight. "It's a deep-rooted conviction. My conscience won't allow me to do that," Davis told the Associated Press. "It goes against everything I hold dear, everything sacred in my life." Some judges and clerks in Alabama and Texas have done the same, ordering their offices in the name of religious liberty and free speech to issue no marriage licenses at all. Legal experts say are dubious that religious freedom arguments will protect public officials who not only refuse to participate due to their own beliefs, but also decline to make accommodations so that others who don't object can serve the public instead. Now, do not go away. When we come back, we're going to deal some more with the news. And you know what? There's a ton of it. First off, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck say they're getting divorced. I'll tell you all about it right after these brief messages. Don't go away. If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. Nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. When we left, we were talking about the news. Let's continue with the news. Right off the top, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck say they're getting divorced. Well, you know what? Unfortunate, but seems to be the way of things to go, I guess. Nobody wants to see those kind of things happen. Gosh, it's sad. I just celebrated my 50th wedding anniversary, and I decided that my wife and I came from a different era, because when we got married, it was like anything else we had. When things were broken, you fixed them. You didn't throw them out. In this particular case, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner are splitting after 10 years of marriage. The Oscar winner and his wife sent out a joint statement today after weeks of public speculation on the status of their marriage. After much thought and careful consideration, we have made the difficult decision to divorce. We go forward with love and friendship for one another and a commitment to co-parenting our children whose privacy we ask to be respected during this difficult time. The couple said, this will be our only comment on this private family matter. Affleck will continue to live on the couple's property in a separate house, and the two will continue to co-parent their 3 children. Violet Affleck, Serafina Rose Elizabeth Affleck, and Samuel Garner Affleck, according to a person familiar with the couple. The couple also planned to go to the mediator to settle their divorce, said one person who was not authorized to speak publicly and spoke on condition of anonymity. Affleck and Garner met while making 2003 Daredevil, in which they played superheroes. The couple wed in 2005. I just find it so terribly sad when a union like that breaks up. Don't you? Well, Christie promises blunt campaign as he enters the 2016 contest. A talking New Jersey Governor Chris Christie launched his 2016 campaign for president today with a promise to tell voters the truth, even if it makes them cringe. The Republican governor, a one-time GOP favorite who faced and now tries to climb back, lashed out at bickering leaders from both political parties in a kickoff rally in the gymnasium of his old high school. And in his trademark blunt style, he told voters and warned Republican rivals that he's ready to be aggressive in the 2016 contest. You're going to get what I think, whether you like it or not, or whether it makes you cringe every once in a while or not, Christie declared. He added, "I am now ready to fight for the people of the United States of America." Christie enters a Republican presidential field that already has more than a dozen GOP candidates. Not all draw as much attention as Christie, who will compete for the same slice of the electorate as pragmatic-minded White House hopefuls such as former Florida Governor Jeb Bush. But it's an accomplished lineup of governors, senators, and business people. Christie's effort is largely driven by his outsized personality and his resume, while notable contains scattered landmines that have given many Republicans some pause. Well, you know what? We'll see what happens, I suppose. Well, in the Supreme Court loss, death penalty foes see an opening. A strongly worded dissent in the United States Supreme Court's narrow decision this week upholding the use of an execution drug offered a glimmer of hope to death penalty opponents in what they considered otherwise a gloomy ruling. One advocate went so far today as to call it a blueprint for a fresh attack on the legality of capital punishment itself. But even those who see Justice Stephen Breyer's dissent as a silver lining think it will take time to mount a viable challenge. And Breyer's words don't change the fact that the Supreme Court has consistently upheld capital punishment for nearly 4 decades. The 5 justices forming the majority in Monday's decision made it clear that they feel states must somehow be able to carry out the death penalty. In disagreeing with the 5-4 ruling that approved Oklahoma's use of an execution drug, Breyer, joined by Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, called it highly likely that the death penalty violates the 8th Amendment, which protects against cruel and unusual punishment. Well, time will tell. That's the only thing that seems to be working. But boy, a lot of things are happening these days. How about this? The USOC leaders stick with Boston's troubled bid. United States Olympic Committee leaders say they're sticking with Boston as their candidate for the 2024 Olympics. The USOC board met today to discuss the Boston bid, which has been troubled by tepid polling data and active opposition. The announcement came a day after bid leaders unveiled a new $4.6 billion plan with many official or financial details that had been missing from earlier renditions. I've seen their presentation 5 times in the last 6 days, and each time it keeps getting better, USOC Chairman Larry Probst said. Probst and USOC CEO Scott Blackman were joined at a news conference by New Boston 2024 Chairman Steve Paglusia and co-chairman Roger Crandall. There's still wiggle room in the USOC to make a change, perhaps to Los Angeles. The city doesn't have to be officially declared until September the 15th. There's also a chance the USOC could pull out of the 2024 race completely. There you go. Now, do not go away. When we come back, we're going to talk about the IRS loses. First case up, mostly the IRS loses. It pays for disclosures. I'll tell you all about it right after these brief messages. Don't go away. Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful and visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make the interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay a great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show.
The story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Oh yeah, here we are, my favorite part of the show, the IRS loses. And you know what, let's get right into it. The first case is the IRS loses, well mostly they lost anyway. They pays for disclosures. An IRS agent investigating a business owners told several of their associates and customers that they were being investigated, accused the owners of committing various tax crimes, and told customers that they might be liable for the owners' unpaid taxes. The owners sued the IRS, and a trial court awarded them $77,000 in damages, $1,000 for each disclosure, plus legal fees of more than $460,000, plus more than $170,000 in punitive damages. Now, the IRS objected to the awards on appeal. Now, this is what the court said. The IRS clearly violated confidentiality rules. The awards are upheld except the punitive damages, which are not allowed by law. So they don't get that $170,000, but they do get the $460,000 and the $77,000. You know what? I think they got the majority of what they were looking for, right? How about this? The IRS loses. Sideline expenses are deductible when they produce income. Here's the story. Julie Toth was an executive and skilled equestrian who began a horse boarding and training activity initially as a sideline. But by the end of the first year, it was a for-profit business. Now, the IRS argument, the activity initially did not qualify as a business, so expenses incurred during that period could not be deducted as business expenses, but had to be capitalized as startup costs incurred before the business actually began. So they went to court, and this is what the judge actually had to say about this. The activity produced income from the start, and expenses incurred to generate income are deductible whether it's a business or not. So the expenses are absolutely deductible. You got to love this stuff, right? I just thrive on this stuff. Here's one. The IRS lost. Ignored a court hearing. Yeah, they get to do all these things that they never allow you to do, right? In this case, a company that owed taxes to the IRS declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy. To keep its business running, it sought to use cash that it had. Now, the bankruptcy court scheduled a hearing on the issue and sent notices of it to 4 IRS offices. The IRS didn't respond, and the court approved the use of the funds, again, sending notices to the IRS. 6 weeks later, the IRS objected, saying that the hearing notices hadn't been properly sent to the United States Attorney's Office. The court said it was too late. Its decision became final after 10 days. The IRS appealed. This is what the Court of Appeals said. The IRS had ample actual notice but failed to act. The 10-day deadline to appeal is upheld, and the decision stands. Now, don't you just kind of love that stuff? You know, you gotta love that stuff. Absolutely. Well, how about this? The IRS loses. Bound by its stipulations, Doyle Mathia went to a tax court to dispute a tax bill on income from his 8.5% interest in a partnership. Both sides agreed to stipulated facts before the trial. Among them was that Mathia was not a notice partner who dealt with the IRS, so he was bound by an agreement that the partnership managers reached earlier with the IRS. Now later, the IRS tried to change this stipulation, saying that Mathia was a notice partner and therefore wasn't bound by the agreement. He went to court. This is what the judge actually said. The IRS had no excuse for stipulating wrong facts. Throwing out the stipulation would require a costly trial to find facts to the taxpayer's detriment. The IRS remains bound by what it agreed was true. You know what? Do you think the IRS would ever let you change facts? No. But they think they can get away with this stuff. Shame on the IRS. That's what I say. Absolutely. You ever want to be a fly on the wall when the IRS is doing things? Yeah, me too. Well, you know what? They set precedents. This is not stuff that was done in court generally, but these are public records that actually set the precedents, and you can use these things to your behalf. You just got to know how to handle them. Well, here's the first thing. If it sounds too good to be true, think about this. Promoters of tax schemes continue to make compelling arguments to gullible individuals that income that they earn is not subject to U.S. income tax based on Internal Revenue Code Section 861. Now, under the promoter's theory of this section of the code, U.S. citizens are subject to income tax only from foreign-based activities. This position has been shown to be without merit, false, and a misapplication of the law and the regulations. We all remember fallen star actor Wesley Snipes. He's been indicted for tax evasion because he submitted amended returns claiming refunds of millions of dollars based on that Section 861 argument. The indictment also alleges that Snipes did not listen to his tax advisor, who advises against participating in the scheme. Snipes, who was arrested back in December 11th, 2006, pled not guilty, but he was released actually on $1 million bond, but he was rearrested when he came back from making his movie, put in some shiny handcuffs, was found guilty, and served time away from home because of his indiscretion with regard to the tax code. And then finally, let's talk about when the IRS asks you to extend the statute of limitations. You know, generally, the IRS must make an assessment or additional tax within 3 years of the state or the date that a tax return is actually filed. If the tax return is being examined, the IRS may ask you to extend the statute of limitations for a period of 1 year or longer until it completes the examination. Now, if you refuse, the IRS will make an assessment based on what it thinks you owe, and you'll then have the right to file a petition with the United States Tax Court. So here's a strategy for you. If the IRS has failed to identify a significant tax issue, such as your failure to report a large chunk of income, it may be a good idea to refuse to extend the statute of limitations, giving the IRS more time to pursue the tax audit. And that could mean that it will use that extra time to develop additional tax issues that could cost you a lot of money or even involve defending yourself against criminal charges. So consult a tax attorney before you go in that direction in any event, because you want to make sure that you are absolutely well prepared. Now, do not go away, because when we come back, we're going to be talking to our own Suzette Mailer with her IFAB Travel Corner, and I can't hardly wait to see what she's got waiting for us. Don't go away. We'll be right back. If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. You know, nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, you know Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchase high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. You know what? Hey, Sean, are you with me? Well, you know what? We're having some technical problems here. I'm not sure I understand what's going on. Sean is not able to get through to me here, and he should be able to. Let me just kind of work this thing over and see what the heck is going on, because I don't know. So let's see here. We're going to work on it a little bit and see why this is not happening. And you know, it seems to me like everything is set up properly. And I don't know what the heck's going on. So, Sean, if you can't get in, let's just move along here and see if perhaps I can try and call you one more time. Answer the phone if we can get you to get here. Let's give it a try. Sean, here we go. It's ringing. Hey, Sean, you there? Hey, Sean, you there? Well, I don't understand what's going on here. I don't know if it's a problem with the Sean's side or if it's a problem with our side. Sean, if you can hear me, try using a different phone. Okay, so in any event, Sean hasn't been able to get through to me. I don't know what the issue is here. We're going to continue to try to get him on the line. In the meantime, let's talk about the very special or very powerful refund strategy that many people, actually businesses, generally overlook. So let's give that a try right now. Did you know that many businesses that use real estate in their operations, from restaurants and offices to factories and warehouses, have accidentally overlooked depreciation deductions that they could have claimed in past years, often in large amounts? So you know what? I tell you what. I've still got Sean trying to get in here. I don't understand what the issue is here, and I'm not sure what the heck to do here. I'm going to try to do this one more time, and try that, and that seems to be working fine. That seems to be working fine. Let's see here. Try that and try. There we go. So, Sean, are you there? Hey, Sean, are you there? Oh, let's try that one more. Let's try it. There, he's got it. Okay. Now, and let's try that one more time. And answer. You there, buddy? Hey, Sean,
Robert?
You there? Sean, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Robert.
Okay, I don't know what the heck the problem was. I was trying to get past it with us, and I have no clue what the heck was going on. But let me do this. We've actually got about, let's see, about 5 minutes. You know what? Let me introduce you. I'm not gonna go through the big introduction thing. I'm not gonna do any of that stuff. Let's just kibitz here for a little bit, and then we'll go to a commercial in about 5 minutes. And what do you think about that?
That sounds great.
Okay. So basically, you must have just gotten through one heck of a magnificent weekend. Tell me about it.
Well, it was. So I'm assuming you're on the air right now, right?
Oh yeah, we're on the air. You're good. So don't say anything nasty. I've been talking and trying to get a hold of you at the same time. I don't know what the heck the issue was, but we've got you.
Well, I had a great weekend, and just had some good time with some friends, and went and listened to some music, and visited some wineries, and really just had a good time, and it was a lot of fun. So it was just neat to relax, and I don't really do that a lot, where I just get out and just take a couple of days off from work and just relax. So it was nice to be able to do that, and I did that this weekend, and it was really a good time. So we had a lot of fun.
Well, that's super. That's super. Yep. So when you say you got together with a lot of friends, did you guys go out bar hopping, or you go out restauranting, or you do a little bit of both? What'd you do?
No. We went to some wineries here, in Southern California, and a friend of mine actually has a great little band. It's called the Shenanigans, and she's local here in Orange County, and she had a gig at a winery, and so we all kind of went out to support her. And the winery was doing a big kind of barbecue thing, where they cooked out a bunch of food, and it's just kind of one of those things. I'm sure they obviously want to promote their wine, but it was also just a time to get together and just have some fun and just kind of celebrate life in general, and really just have a fun time. And so we all got together and hung out to support her and her band, and we just had a lot of fun.
That sounds great. Hey, listen, do you have a favorite kind of wine? Do you prefer red or white?
I'm a red wine guy. I tend to like the ones that are a little bit, I guess, I'm not one of these real wine snob guys, so I don't really get into the whole, so it's got a nice oaky finish with a bit of a, chocolate undertones or whatever this stuff. But I'm just like, I drink it. I'm like, it says macaroni grill on the side, so it's got to be good, I got the, it's got a jug handle at the top, so I know it's high quality. So that's as sophisticated as I get.
I got to tell you, when my wife and I first got married, over 50 years ago now, and we used to, we got introduced to wine, but we were just like you. We were not wine snobs or anything like that. And while I was going to school, I worked at thrifty drugstores. And every once in a while, I'd bring home some wine for dinner, and we'd be all excited about it. But it was at that time a popular wine. It was called Franzia, and it came in a box with a little spigot on the outside. We put it in the refrigerator, and it's really difficult to decant a box of wine. I want to tell you.
Yes, it is. It's funny because the Franzia, of course, they were. I don't know if they were the first box wines, but they're obviously cheap. I'm still not a big fan of them in general, but there are actually some box wines out there that are actually really tasty. And so to answer your question, I like the red wines, and I like the ones that are a little bit drier and have, as they call them, a little bit more tannins to them, a little bit more of a bite. Yeah, I'm not a big sweet guy. I don't like sweet wines at all.
Oh, you know what? I've heard people talk about you being a sweet guy. So anyway, we're going to be right back after these brief messages. We're going to find out if all that wine that you drank and that food that you ate was good for you, or if not that, we'll find out what you really wanted to talk about before we blew the first segment of this show. We'll be right back with our own Sean LaFave in his Geared for Wellness Corner. Don't go away.
Thanks, Robert.
Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful in visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make The Interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay. A great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the Street at the intersection of business and politics. We're talking to our own, or finally talking to our own, Sean LaFave with his Geared for Wellness Corner. You know, Sean, I don't know what the heck happened at the beginning other than our incoming lines. I have no clue what happened, but thank goodness we were able to get a hold of you. And we were talking about wine. Do you subscribe to the fact that a moderate amount of wine is actually good for your heart? That's what people say.
You know, actually, a moderate amount of wine is good for your overall health. You know, of course, it depends on, you know, the size of the person. 1 or 2 glasses a day is the common standard, depending on, you know, a small woman compared to a large man and those kind of things. But, you know, I actually read a study that when you talk specifically about heart health, that the amount of wine, red wine, now it's specifically red wine, excuse me, and it has to do with the resveratrol is one of the main components in red wine that gives you the benefits. But actually, the study went up to 5 glasses of wine per day, which is that's over a bottle of wine. And it stated that with each glass of wine, excuse me, 1 second. Excuse me, I had a little tickle in my throat there. With each glass of wine, the risk of cardiovascular disease actually decreases all the way up to 5 glasses of wine. So wine is definitely, red wine specifically, is definitely good for your heart. You know, in moderation, 1 or 2 glasses has other health benefits as well. But yeah, red wine is definitely very heart healthy, and it's something that's like anything else. You know, we were talking about last week. You know, that's kind of what we were going to continue on today was, you know, dealing with, you know, all this you know, depression and anxiety and kind of disconnectedness, and how that's led to, you know, and even chronic conditions, health conditions that people live with, and how that's led to this chronic use of medication in our country, and really, you know, getting back to, you know, having a balanced lifestyle. Yeah, you can't drink. I would never recommend someone drink 5 glasses of wine a day. That's just obviously, you know, there's other implications that go along with that, everything from blood pressure to diabetes to stroke to you name it. Yeah.
Well, my guess is there's a big difference between moderation and overdoing it.
Right. So yeah, you've got to have moderation in life, and you've got to enjoy life. And you know, you and I have had these discussions before. You know, it's great to sit down and have a steak, but you know, don't go crazy with Atkins, thinking that you can eat, you know, 2 pounds of bacon for breakfast and, you know, 4 pounds of steak for dinner, and think that you're being healthy, because it's really tipping the scale way too far to the other end, and so you've got to have moderation in life. But yeah, wine, there's even any spirits, really, even having, you know, like I, you know me, I like bourbon, and you know, even anything in moderation is going to be healthy for you. And so that there's absolutely nothing wrong with a well-made spirit or wine or even beer. You know, I tend to tell people, you know, if you're going to drink beer, for instance, or even wine, really, stay away from the cheap stuff, you know, because it is loaded with all kinds of additives, and, you know, the things like the really cheap, like Miller High Life and you know, the Miller Genuine Draft or Coors or Budweiser, even all those cheap ones, you know, they tend to have a little bit more fillers in them, and you're running into other issues that you're going to deal with from the processing of that beer. But a good quality alcoholic beverage, you know, 1 or 2 a day is, you know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact,
okay. So listen, you named the cheap ones. Name some of the good ones.
You know, I'm not a beer guy, so I have a hard time. You know, Guinness Stout is actually one that I actually like, believe it or not, and because I'm not a big beer drinker. But you know, a lot of the European like Stella would be one that I would say is probably a good one on the list. Heineken is probably another good one on the list. I'm sure there are lots of them. I've just never really got into it very much because I'm just not a beer guy.
Well, Sean, I'm really not a beer guy either. I'll tell you when I have really enjoyed a beer, and that is if I happen to be either doing some work outside and it's a hot day and I'm sweaty. An ice cold beer actually is refreshing. I really enjoy it. But
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, and like you, I do enjoy a cocktail. I don't have one. I might have a cocktail once or twice a week, and because I don't drink that much of it. I do enjoy having a glass or two of wine with my meal, and so it just kind of sets it off. I enjoy wine, but I enjoy both. But like you, my preference is red wine.
Oh, yeah, and it comes with, I think, more health benefits the red wine does. And again, it goes back to the resveratrol and some other tocopherols and other benefits that go along with drinking red wine. Anything with color, they always tell you, if you should eat lots of fruits and vegetables and always eat the rainbow. They say, eat stuff that's red, eat stuff that's green, stuff that's yellow and orange, and try to get all these bright, pretty colors in your diet. Mm-hmm. And it gives you a different blend of all kinds of nutrition. And so, and really, and that's all well and good. And I like breaking things down into their nutritional components, but the fact of the matter is, if you're eating something that's a whole food that comes from nature, it's going to naturally be good for you. So just eat something that you enjoy that's delicious, and that adds to that whole factor of just overall happiness and enjoyment in life. Having joy in life is the greatest thing that can come from eating a well balanced diet. And I hate to use the word diet because most people think diet, they think, oh gosh, I'm trying to.
Diet's just another description of what you eat, right? I'm 70 years old, and you know what my drink of preference in the morning is, especially with my meal, milk.
Yeah, milk.
Milk.
Really?
Yeah, does that surprise you?
I would not have gone with that. Huh.
Yep, I love milk. Now, I'm good for a couple of cups of coffee, black coffee. I'm not a big sweet person or sweetener, but I enjoy a couple of cups of black coffee in the morning. But with my breakfast, I'll generally have an 8-ounce glass of milk.
That's wow. I would never guess that. Again, that's another one that I'm not a big fan of. That we drink tons of in our country is milk, and for a lot of reasons. One, for health reasons, and for just general overall, just kind of.
Yeah, well, Sean, I was raised on a dairy
pyramid of life. Yeah. Oh well, and I'd say if I could get milk that was unpasteurized
mm-hmm.
and whole milk, I would probably drink it. I'd be happy with it. But the stuff you buy in the grocery store, I just can't. I'm not a big fan of milk. Now this 8-minute segment is just flying right by, and I'm sure there was something I wanted to talk to.
Well, you know what? We're gonna cut.
This conversation is great.
We are having a great conversation. The thing is, when I was a baby, because I was, like I said, I was raised on a dairy. My mom used to run out to the barn with my empty bottle. My dad would go just squirt it out from the cow right into the bottle, and that's what I drank. It was, I guess you could say, the motto was from moo to you, right? And that was my formula.
We're going to pick that one up when we come back from this break.
Okay, we'll be right back with our own Sean LaFave right after these brief messages. Don't go away. God, you never know what kind of milk he may be drinking. If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. Nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, you know Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're talking to our own Sean Lefebvre in his Geared for Wellness Corner. Sean, you've got the microphone. So what kind of milk do you drink? Almond milk?
I'll do almond milk. One of the things I really like, and have you ever had horchata?
I don't believe so.
It's a Mexican drink, and it's basically made with rice milk and sugar and cinnamon. And it's absolutely amazing. So I like rice milk, but I usually only drink it when I drink horchata. But almond milk is a good one. You know what? The one that actually is my favorite, and I don't drink it a lot because it's not always easily available, is hemp milk.
Oh yeah, now I believe that.
It is unbelievable. It's the most like real whole milk. It's creamy and thick, and it has the consistency of milk more than the almond milk. The rice milk has a weird kind of almost like a metallic flavor. It's kind of strange, but I'm not a huge fan of it, but I like it in horchata. But it's funny that you talk about growing up on a dairy farm and getting milk straight from the cow.
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy part is and I don't know if you know this, a lot of people don't, it's illegal to sell unpasteurized milk in most places in this country.
Well, there's a creamery called Stuvie Brothers who actually make raw milk. You can find it. You can generally find it in some markets, but not every market. So they make raw milk, raw cottage cheese, and products like that. It's a raw dairy producer, and they've been around for years and years and years. But their products are not. I want to say they're not widely distributed, but here in Southern California, you can get them.
Yeah, I know there are places around here where you can get them. It's tough. A lot of places try to bypass the laws by making a co-op. You got to belong to a membership, and part of that is they distribute milk to you that's raw, unpasteurized milk. And there's a lot of demand for raw milk, but it's obviously a lot more expensive because the supply is so low, and that's the whole thing. It kills me about something like milk. You can take milk from a cow, put it in a bottle, and it's more expensive than if you were run it to the pasteurization process and then bottle it and add vitamin D and all these other synthetic vitamins to it. It just blows my mind that something that is pasteurized and then fortified with synthetic vitamins is cheaper than the stuff that just comes straight from the cow and into the bottle. But if you Google raw milk, you'll get a ton of websites, mostly from the government, about the how harmful the stuff is, how dangerous it is, and that people die from drinking it, and on and on and on. And it's just they act like the
well,
stuff
I can't say that I disagree with that, because the truth is that raw milk, you do have to, there's a reason that they want to have pasteurized milk. But
sure.
You know what? I think that it can be filtered. It can be made safe. I've drank milk my entire life, and like I said, I was raised on a dairy, and generally nothing as a result of drinking milk has ever made me ill.
That's and that's awesome. There's the A1, I think, and an A2 protein or something like that, and there's different, and depending on the type of cow. And so some people like me, I don't do well with milk. I'm trying to think if I've ever even had raw milk. But I know, especially the stuff you get in the store, if I drink milk, oh my gosh, it tears me up. I get really bloated and I get real gassy. I just don't do well with milk. And some people, I'm genetically one of them, we don't have the enzymes. We don't produce the enzymes to digest the milk. We are, as they say, lactose intolerant. And so for some people, drinking milk just really is a bad option. And when you really stop and think about it, not that this is necessarily a horrible thing, but we are the only species on the planet that drinks milk past infancy, and we're the only species on the planet that drinks milk from another species. Unless you see the thing where, someone's got a dog and, they kind of adopted a group of cats. But generally speaking, in the wild, that just doesn't happen, Mm-hmm. But humans are the only species by far that do that on a regular basis, where we drink milk past infancy and from another animal. And so, like the main question is, it's really how necessary is milk, but if you digest it well, you've got the enzymes and it makes you feel, then you know what, more power to you. I think I have no problem with drinking milk as long as you don't have an allergy to it, I guess.
When I was growing up, we were always told that to drink milk was a healthy thing to do because it was loaded with calcium and it helped you build strong bones. And that was that was the whole thing around milk. Drink your milk because it's going to give you strong bones. And you're probably not old enough to remember, when I was a young kid, they had a guy on television that was in the early years of television. His name was Engineer Bill. And he had this segment on his show, and the segment was called Red Light, Green Light. And it was one of those segments where what you wanted to do was to when he said green light, you had to drink milk. When he said red light, you had to stop. And the whole idea was to get you to drink your milk.
But, if you look at the statistics, and I do think that milk in its raw, whole form, I hate skim milk. I think that if you're going to drink milk, you should drink the whole milk. The fat, as we've had this discussion a million times, the fat is good for you. Cholesterol is good for you. Saturated fat. If those things weren't good for you, they wouldn't naturally occur in breast milk, mama's milk, no matter what species you're from. It doesn't matter. It's all filled with saturated fat and cholesterol. It wouldn't be part of your only diet as a baby to grow and develop and have a body that becomes strong. And so I think that, the drinking whole milk is a way better way to go. But if you look statistically speaking, the countries that have the highest consumption of milk also have the highest rates of osteoporosis. And we got some ringing going on. Is that you, Robert?
You're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe I lost you for a second there. But, what they're saying is that milk is actually acidifying, and that part we do know is true, is it makes your body acidic. And when your body becomes more acidic, it pulls minerals from the body wherever it can, calcium, for instance, even from the bone. And so people who have a higher consumption of milk, and you say you have a glass in the morning, that's not a big deal, but high consumption of milk tends to lead towards higher rate of osteoporosis. And it's because of the alkalinity of the milk. I mean, the acidifying nature of the milk. And it sounds like we're going to a break. We're done with our show.
Yep, we have done it, my friend. It's gone by fast, and you didn't get to talk about anything you wanted to talk about. All you got to talk about was good old milk.
The upside to that is I'm prepared for Thursday already.
So what are you going to talk about on Thursday?
No, actually, I want to continue talking about just really, we talked about, last week we were talking about living in a medicated society and really what it takes to live a lifestyle where you don't have to worry about being, dependent on all these medications. And so I just want to really talk about what that lifestyle looks like in a general sense. So we're going to talk about that Thursday. Sounds
good. Listen, good show. At least 2.5 thirds of it. It was a great show. 2.5 thirds. Exactly. I had some technical guys out here working on the equipment today, and the incoming lines seemed to be an issue. I was able to that ringing you heard was me trying to get a hold of Suzette. She's on the line now, so we have to go for the commercial break. Have a great week. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Thanks, Robert. Talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. You take care. Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful in visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make The Interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios, Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay. A great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're at 5:08 p.m. Pacific Time. It's currently 85 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire. That's down from 101 degrees on its way to 71 degrees. But you know what? Waiting in the wings is our own Suzette Mailer with her IFAB Travel Corner. Let's get her in here to talk to us. Suzette, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
So how are you doing today?
I just fine. We have thunder out here.
You have thunder?
Out there?
Is it? No. Well, you know what? If it is, I haven't seen it. I know it's a little cloudy outside. I haven't noticed any thunder. Is it supposed to be raining today?
No, I don't think so. It's not raining, but we have thunder. Maybe it's raining in the mountains.
You can almost bet on that.
It's 70. So we're 74 degrees here in Long Beach and 70% humidity.
Oh, geez. That's heart attack weather.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. When you've got that kind of humidity and that kind of temperature, actually, especially if you've got a high humidity and not so much the 74-degree temperature, but if you're in the 85 and above and you've got high humidity, for older people, that's really, really dangerous.
Oh, well, that's what we have right now.
So where are we traveling to today?
Oh, you know what? Let's talk about Santa Catalina Island.
Oh, you know what? I happen to know, a little bird told me, actually you're the little bird that told me, that Catalina Island is one of your favorite destinations.
Well, it is, because as a grade school kid, I visited Avalon every summer with my friends, no parents. My mom would, pack a sack lunch, and I brought a towel. That's all we all had, and we boarded the they had big white steamers, and so one was called the SS Catalina and the other the SS Avalon. So one or the other. We would cross the choppy Pacific, and as we approached the island, there would be flying fish, lots of flying fish. And, you could spot the beautiful gold Garibaldi fish. And so they were, those were the days. Those were really the days.
When I was a young guy, going to Catalina was just a thrill. And you were talking about the flying fish, and a lot of people probably think that that's a joke. It's not really true, but it really is true. It's just really something amazing to see a fish above the water just gliding, in the air.
Yes. It's true. In fact, Ray and I had taken a tour, a nighttime tour to see flying fish. So the SS Blanche, which is the daughter of William Wrigley. Mm-hmm. The boat was named after her. We all boarded. It was an open cockpit sort of boat, very long. And they would speed through the water with these huge lamps that were taken off warships from, maybe World War II. And they would shine it into the water. I think this is a little mean, but it would cause the fish to jump up in the air. And we could, we saw thousands of them. It was absolutely remarkable and beautiful.
So you actually can see them better at night than you can in the daytime?
Pardon me?
You actually can see them better at night than you can in the daytime?
Well, it's at nighttime that they're able to, by shining the lamp onto the water, they can incite the fish to jump up and fly around. There were thousands of them. But we did it again, and, we only saw a few, maybe 50 or 100.
Well, you know what? I don't want to be morbid or anything like that, but are flying fish edible?
Well, I would imagine so. Tastes like chicken. I've never ate one. So
okay.
I can Google it for you later.
So tell me what your reaction, what your feelings were when you stepped off that great white steamship onto the dock there in Avalon.
I could not wait to get to the beach and get into the water and just play in the water. The water was so clear and it seemed warm. Today it doesn't, but, well, it probably is today with the warmer waters we're experiencing. But it was just a great time, fabulous time. And we had our bologna sandwich, our peanut butter and jelly, our egg salad sandwich on white bread, and packed in, not plastic, but wrapped in wax paper in a paper bag. That's how we did it. And it was a lot of fun, and maybe money for an ice cream cone.
So would you do the same thing that we would do? You just get on the Great White Steamship and go for the day and come back that night, or would you spend the night?
Yes, that's what we would do. It was a group of kids, and we would just go for the day and then return home. But today, when I go, I stay for a week, or a long weekend or a week.
And so what do you find to do for in an entire week on Catalina Island?
Well, that's a really funny question because, Ray and I, and we have a daughter, Annalisa, we were asked by a sailor who said, "What the heck do you do? This place seems so boring." And it's anything but boring. It's so beautiful. We have a golf cart and we so some good old-fashioned music. We have a golf cart and drive around to the tops of the mountains to look down at the beautiful turquoise water and the beautiful trees.
Well, that sounds absolutely wonderful. Listen, when we come back, what are we going to talk about?
Well, we're just going to talk some more about Avalon.
Oh, we're going to talk about restaurants. We're going to talk about beaches. We're going to talk about shopping. We're going to talk about Wrigley. We're going to talk about buffaloes.
Yes, we are. I'm ready for all of it.
All right. Sounds good to me. We're talking to our own Suzette Mailer with her IFAB Travel Corner. We'll be right back after these brief messages. Don't go away. If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. Nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Lineberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're talking to our own Suzette Mailer with her IFAB Travel Corner. And right now, we're in Catalina Island at Avalon Bay. Suzette, you've got the microphone.
Okay. So, well, first, let's go into a little history here. You might find this bit of history interesting. So in February 1919, chewing gum magnate William Wrigley Jr. bought a controlling interest in Santa Catalina Island and its associated properties, and he bought it from the Banning brothers who were the sons of Phineas Banning, who was a former senator of California and considered the father of the Port of Los Angeles because he campaigned for greater transportation connections to the city of Los Angeles. And so now William Wrigley devoted himself to preserving and promoting Catalina by investing millions in needed infrastructure and attractions. And one of those attractions is a very prominent building called the Catalina Casino that was completed in 1929. But it is actually not a gambling casino. So in order to encourage growth, Wrigley purchased additional steamships to service Avalon, and that would be the SS Avalon, like I mentioned, and the SS Catalina. And so those were launched in 1924. And so Wrigley also brought attention to the town of Avalon by having his Chicago Cubs use the island for their spring training from 1921 to 1951. So that's 30 years. Isn't that fascinating? Did you know that, Robert?
No, I did not.
Yeah, the Chicago Cubs would board the Catalina or the Avalon and stay on the island. And so Mr. Wrigley built a house on the top of, let's see, how do I describe Avalon? It's a bay, and it has some flat land, and then it jets up on either sides of this flatland, and he built a house up there, a beautiful house called Mount Ada. It is now called Inn at Mount Ada. It's a bed and breakfast. And from the, I toured the house while he still had his furnishings in there. Right now, it's, again, it's just a B&B. It's not a tourist destination. But from there, he would use binoculars or a telescope and spy on the Cubs and just, watch them practice. And if he thought the coach wasn't pushing them hard enough, he would send a messenger to express his feelings. And so, so that's interesting. And so that brought some renown to the island. And then let's see, what can we say about that casino? It's a massive building. It's 12 stories high, has a red roof. It's built on Sugarloaf Mound, and so it's right on the water. And you can see it from Los Angeles on a clear day. That's how big it is. And about that building, it's not used for gambling, but it's essentially a ballroom. It is a ballroom, huge ballroom upstairs. In fact, to walk up to it, you walk around the building. The building could be 3/4 of a long block long, and you walk up this ramp. It spirals around the building until you get to this massive ballroom. And as a matter of fact, so he would shuttle ballroom dancers on these steamships. They would come and in their ballroom gowns to the island and go to the ball. And big band legends such as Jimmy Dorsey, Woody Herman, and Harry James used to play there. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Yes. So it's an Art Deco feel. The theater is beautiful. Have you been inside the theater?
I have, and it is. But it's been so many years that everything is really vague. But I can imagine in its heyday how absolutely magnificent it must have been.
Oh, absolutely. Murals by iconic Art Deco painter John Gabriel Beckman can be seen at the entrance, so you don't need to take a tour to see those. But it's mermaids and an Art Deco kind of style, and inside fish and bubbles coming up, and it's really beautiful. Let's see what else. Now, movie stars used to frequent Catalina, and Cecil B. DeMille and Louis B. Mayer and Samuel Goldwyn frequently came by yacht to the casino to preview their newest cinema productions. And fast forward, I was there one time, and I saw Schindler's List in that old, beautiful theater. The setting was perfect for that movie. So I believe you're transported. It's such an asset to the island. It was The construction started in February 1928, and again it opened May 29th in 1929. So I'm talking, we're talking 1 year and 2 months, and you cannot believe how much cement went into that. That is really quite fast for construction, a year and a couple of months for that building. And the cost was only $2 million. You know, people build their McMansions today for $2 million. And again, it's a ballroom and movie theater, and it's Art Deco Mediterranean revival architecture. So now, what is there to do in Avalon? You can visit the inn on Mount Ada. It's a palatial mountain that overlooks all of Avalon. Many beautiful houses do that there. It's perched high atop a hill that was, to the south of the city. And again, it's a B&B, and it's a little pricey. Let's see. It's a 4-star hotel. And let's see what else we have. You can sunbathe in style at Descanso Beach Club. And that beach club has been there for a number of years. There was a day when you could go there and just rent chairs and umbrellas and just sit on the beach. And so they've invested in the waterfront, and now they have this area that's sectioned off, and it has cabanas and chaise lounges, and you'll always be able to get a waitress to come to you and take your order, and they have fantastic lunches right there at your beach chair. So I highly recommend luxuriating at Descanso Beach Club.
Well, it sounds absolutely magnificent. We're going to talk more about Avalon Bay and Santa Catalina Island with our own Suzette Mela right after these brief messages. Do not go away. Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful in visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make The Interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios, Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay. A great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the Street at the intersection of business and politics. We're talking to our own Suzette Mailer, who is enjoying the week in Santa Catalina Island on Avalon Bay. Suzette, you've got the microphone.
Thank you. So, I want to back up a little bit. I don't know if I mentioned this, but that casino theater was... was specifically designed for films with sound. So the talkies, the very first talkies, were at that theater. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and this another interesting point is Tom Mix is an old cowboy silent film
I do
star.
know that.
You know Tom Mix. Well, he
I know Tom Mix and Hopalong Cassidy and Wild Bill Hickok and the Cisco Kid, all those.
Yeah. Tom Mix, he only visited the island once, and he had a house built there, and I have a friend who owns that house. And he just didn't feel he was good. In fact, other people thought maybe he wasn't so good in the talkies. And so I think he died in a car accident coming from Las Vegas.
Okay, so I'm inquisitive, and I just can't let this go. Can you describe the house that he built?
I can. It is an old craftsman style. It's steep. It's built into a hill, and it does have a beautiful view. And it's so old. Oh my gosh, it's old. Maybe 1920s, somewhere in there. And it's just very old. It's not updated whatsoever.
Is it big?
No, not big. It's a 2-bedroom upstairs, and then downstairs somebody turned it into a 2-bedroom, but it looked like his entourage might have stayed downstairs. And he stayed upstairs. But it did have it has a nice big deck. It has his trademark on it. I forget what he had. I think a T&M. So that was his branding. And
Tom Mix trademark, the same letters, right?
Pardon me?
I said Tom Mix or trademark, both the same letters.
Yes, well, branding, I think that's what you seared into a cow. Today, branding is different. So, so when I stay at the Tom Mix when we're out there, that's where we always stay there. And it's owned by a good friend of ours.
So is it located up in the mountains or up by the...
No, it's practically over the water.
Ooh, how nice.
Yeah,
is it toward the casino or the other way?
It is toward on the casino side and just above the Tuna Club, right above the Tuna Club. So, hey, do you want to hear about the buffalo while we have some time?
I'm sorry?
You want to hear about the buffalo?
Absolutely. Well, I know about the buffaloes, but I'd love to hear the story behind them.
Okay, here we go. It's a herd of American bison that roam, Catalina, and it was first imported to Catalina in 1924 for the silent film version of Zane Grey's Western Tale, The Vanishing American. And as a matter of fact, Zane Grey had a house built there, and it's now a B&B. Ray and I have stayed there. It's very nice. It has a beautiful view and one of the few places with a swimming pool. And about those bison, in 1925, in that movie, The Vanishing American, it does not contain any bison whatsoever and shows no terrain that even remotely resembles Catalina. And that's according to Jim Watson, columnist for the Catalina Island newspaper. And so over the decades, the bison herd grew to as many as 600, and but currently the population number's at about 150.
Oh, it went way down.
Yeah, they are way down. And they are not purebred. Apparently 45% have a domesticated, they have cow in them.
So obviously they're not procreating. They're not increasing their own herds. Are they dying off from age and sickness, or what? Do you know?
I have no idea. I don't know if they hunt them to keep the population down. You know, they are dangerous. They will charge you. And so Catalina, Catalina Island Conservancy, will not let people, just anybody, go hike the island. You have to be on a tour or have special permits. So, but you can go to the Catalina as soon as you land and get off that boat. You can just walk everywhere. You can rent there are hardly any cars. It's all golf carts or bicycles or mopeds. But if you make a beeline to the Catalina Island Visitors Bureau, you can schedule boat trips and trips to the interior of the island, where you will surely see bison and wild boar. Yeah, and ways to get to the island. You have the Catalina Island Express. That takes an hour, and that leaves from Long Beach or San Pedro, Dana Point, Newport Beach. You can also take a helicopter. So that takes 15 minutes. And I mention to you that my mom used to take us on the seaplane once in a while?
No.
Yeah. Let's see if it.
Well, when I was younger, I used to fly over to Catalina Island to the airport over there, and go there for buffalo burgers at the top. They had a little patio there, and you go check in at the tower, then you go on down and have a buffalo burger.
Right, yeah, and those buffalo burgers, the food is delicious in Catalina. It really is. You can't go wrong. The ice cream's delicious, and the food is delicious. What's interesting about those seaplanes, they were little red and white seaplanes. You can't do it anymore, but they were docked under or housed under the Vincent Thomas Bridge in San Pedro, which is a large green bridge, and in the thick of the port of Los Angeles. So when the planes took off, their runway was the channel, and so they would, a seaplane has little hulls, 2 little hulls, and that would skid along the water and then take off right about in front of the Ports of Call restaurant, and I know you've been there.
Oh, yeah.
And then they would land in the same way. So in the hustle and bustle of ships coming and going and small craft, these little planes would take off and land. And so, it's a day by gone. They don't do it anymore.
Well, you know what?
So that's a Catalina Island.
Don't you miss the older times when you could do all those things, the Great White Steamship? I mean, I think it took that steamship a couple of hours to get over to Catalina.
It did. It was 2 hours. And whenever I book, whenever I go on a Catalina Express boat that takes an hour, I still marvel at how fast it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, Suzette, what a great subject, and you could probably talk about Catalina for a whole nother day, because I think that's an interesting place, and a lot of Californians kind of ignore it. It's such a unique, nostalgic place to go.
It is. It truly is nostalgic. Yes.
Well,
a lot of history there.
I really enjoyed today's show. It was kind of a surprise for me, because I really didn't know what you were going to be talking about, but it took me back to my youth, so I appreciate that. You have a wonderful week, and give that husband of yours a hug and a kiss, and remind him that he's on the air tomorrow.
Will do, and thank you, and goodbye to everybody.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the the benefits today. Nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, Water's Edge Winery might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Leinberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to progressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're at 5:42 p.m. Pacific time. It is currently 85 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. Well, it was 100 degrees on its way to 69. I can't hardly wait for that. But right now, you need to know that it is somebody's birthday. Well, the source that I use for these birthdays kind of went haywire today, but I can tell you at least 4 of them that we've got here. Can't tell you a lot about them, but today, June the 30th, is the birthday of Vincent D'Onofrio. You know what? You saw him in Law and Order, and you saw him in, matter of fact, just the latest... what the heck is the name of that? The Jurassic Park World. You just saw him in that too. He was the bad guy in that one. Also, today's the birthday. Born in 1979, an American Hasidic Jew reggae musician is Matisyahu. Don't know who that is, can't tell you who it is. And also Fantasia Barrino, don't know who that is, can't tell you who that is. Birthdays today are from some odd ducks, so we'll see what's going on. But I can tell you today what went on in history. In 1905, Albert Einstein publishes the article on the electrodynamics of moving bodies, in which he introduces special relativity. And in 1906, the United States Congress passes the Meat Inspection Act and Pure Food and Drug Act. In 1953, the first Chevrolet Corvette rolls off the assembly line in Flint, Michigan. And in 2002, Brazil wins the FIFA World Cup for a record 5th time. Well, Our quote for today comes from Ray Bradbury. Ray writes, "You have to know how to accept rejection and reject acceptance." I guess that makes sense if you think about it. Well, you know what? Let's talk about those secret daily teachings for your life. It's all about a positive mental attitude. I tell you this all the time. If you have a positive mental attitude, it's going to make your life better and the lives of everyone around you better for it. Just mark my words. It's an absolute fact. This works. The teaching for today is let go of difficulties from your past, cultural codes, and social beliefs. You are the only one who can create the life that you deserve. Think about it. It's true. You create your own life, and you do it through a positive mental attitude. That's all that it really is going to take, guys. I promise you, that's the way this thing works. I don't know what's going on electronically with us today. I keep trying to get these doggone things to work. I have had nothing but trouble. I'm trying to get to the Harvard Business Tip of the Day, and it doesn't want to come up. So I'm not sure what the heck is going on with my electronics today, but I'm going to skip that because it's just not worth the trouble. What I'm going to do is go right straight to those interesting but useless facts. So let's do that for a while and see if we can't recover from what has been a real fiasco in electronics today. First up, the Prime Minister cannot speak in the House of Commons without permission. Did you know that? That's interesting. Prime Minister. How about this? The population of the American colonies in 1610 was 350. Not much, right? Think about it. You probably knew everybody by name. The longest place name still in use is, you know what, I can't even pronounce this thing. I'm going to try it. Forget it. I'm not going to do this. That's crazy. I can tell you this, though. 97% of all paper money in the United States contains traces of cocaine. You can see everybody licking and sniffing their paper money, right? They don't want to miss that opportunity, that's for sure. How about this? You know that the average porcupine has more than 30,000 quills? Even more interesting is the idiot that would decide to sit down and count those doggone things. Go figure, right? It doesn't make any sense. Did you know that St. Augustine, Florida, is the oldest city in the United States? Now, that's interesting. I don't even know how to explain that. That's really interesting. How about this? Assuming that all the offspring survived. Oh, I'm not even sure where we're going with this. Oh, my goodness. Let's try this again. So it goes to million, billion, trillion. Quadrillion. Oh, forget it. I'm not going there. How about this? Based on what we know and can reasonably imagine, there is no chance of any human traveling beyond the edge of our solar system ever. It's just too far. You can't do it. Matter of fact, they're talking about this Mars shot coming up. They're not sure that that's going to be a two-way trip. So, if Mars is that far, think about to another solar system. Not going to happen unless they really develop something special like that warp drive that Captain Kirk had. Did you know that one beaver can cut down as many as 216 trees per year? That's what we need, more beavers and less, what do you call these guys? These tree jacks or I don't know what they call these guys. Let's see here. There are 166,875,000,000 pieces of mail that are delivered each and every year just in the United States. That's an amazing statistic. How about this? The first person selected as the Time Magazine Man of the Year was Charles Lindbergh in 1927. And despite the hump, a camel's spine is absolutely straight. I used to say that a camel was a horse that was the product of a committee. The only repealed amendment to the United States Constitution deals with the prohibition of alcohol. The only one. Think about what they're trying to do today with civil rights and gay marriage and Obamacare. Not going to happen, folks. How about this? over-roasted coffee beans are very flammable during the roasting process. You can actually see the flames sparking up. And then finally, in Oregon, there's a law that one may not test their physical endurance while driving a car on a highway. Well, for Pete's sake, that makes a lot of sense to me, doesn't it to you? Now, don't go away. When we come back, we're going to deal with your emails. The first one's from Matthew Burton from Porlier, California. He's asking about audit redos. I'll tell you all about it right after these brief messages. Don't go away.
Isn't it time to shine the spotlight on your expertise? The Interview, starring you. Here's your chance to capture 5 minutes of fame with The Interview. This isn't just any interview. This is your opportunity to showcase your expertise and position yourself as a trusted expert in a one-on-one video interview hosted by Robert Cardoza, host of the nationally syndicated show Robert Cardoza Live and powered by AHA Studios. What is it? A professionally recorded video for your use. Robert Cardoza interviews you on the set where he records his show. Professional interview showcases your expertise and value, shot in a state-of-the-art studio. And what's in it for you? Gain credibility as an expert, earn the trust of your target market, educate in a way that intrigues your audience, gain a powerful marketing tool that offers dozens of uses, website, video sharing sites, social media, email, DVDs, direct mail, lobby video, resumes, profile building, all that kind of stuff. Association with the nationally syndicated celebrity. That's right. And let's talk about AHA Studios. AHA is a strategic marketing firm that leverages the powerful in visual persuasion to help your business create powerful messages that connect with your target market. AHA ventures way beyond strategy, delivering the marketing collateral you need to start driving a new business through your doors. AHA has a full-service, in-house, state-of-the-art production studio to bring your messages to life using video. Discover how to make The Interview work for you. Call 949-831-2222. That's 949-831-2222. AHA Image Studios, Incorporated. Dr. Stephen Tidwell, Gentle Family Dentistry in a caring, personalized environment. Here at Dr. Tidwell's office, we are dedicated to helping you keep your teeth healthy. We are a state-of-the-art dental practice that still believes in traditional values, such as excellent customer service and individual attention. We have a special welcoming offer for you for just $39, a complete exam, personal consultation, professional cleaning, and all necessary x-rays. That's a $266 value for $39. Dr. Tidwell has 2 convenient locations and experienced staff to provide you with professional care and personal attention that you deserve. Call today. Don't delay. A great smile another day. Call 909-944-7308. That's 909-944-7308 for Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino. Joel Saltzman is Dr. Wireless. He has turned his considerable expertise into consumer credit risk and wireless security into a highly specialized independent web-based consulting enterprise targeting consumer credit risk analysis and wireless transactional security and monitoring. He works as a wireless analyst, veteran independent agent, and consumer liaison for most wireless telecom carriers and equipment manufacturers. For more than 20 years, corporate and private clients and media audiences have counted on his unvarnished advice while weighing the technology, performance, and cost differences between Sprint, Nextel, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Joel specializes in setting up mobile wireless hotspots to be used for disaster preparedness, business continuity, and mobile wireless merchant processing solutions. Call Dr. Wireless at 310-400-4900 or go to his webpage at drwireless.com. Again, call 310-400-4900 or his webpage at drwireless.com. You'll be glad you did. And now, back to our show.
And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're at 5:52 p.m. Pacific Time. Currently 85 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire in sunny Southern California. Well, that's down from 101 on its way to 69 degrees. Can't wait for that to happen. But you know what? It's time for our answer your emails today. And I want to remind you, as I always do, that this is an entertainment section, and I try to answer emails as comprehensively as I can, but it's based on the information you provide me, which is most of the time pretty sketchy. I'm trying to give you as thorough an answer as I can, but we're going to always recommend that you contact a licensed professional in the area of your question. They're always going to save you more money than they cost you, and it'll save you some peace of mind as well, because you won't have to worry about somebody knocking on your door, or tapping you on the shoulder, or calling you on a phone. This guy is going to be responsible. Part of his licensing requirement is that he has errors and omissions insurance, and so they pay the piper if they make a mistake. Now, my first email comes from Matthew Burton from Parlier, California, asking about audit redos, and says, I just came through an IRS audit that resulted in no change to my tax bill, and now I've already received another audit notice. This doesn't seem right. Is there any way to stop repeat audits like this? Well, Matthew, the tax code section 7605 says that the IRS cannot audit the same year twice unless it has a specific reason for doing so, such as new information indicating a possible tax liability that it lacked at the time of the first audit. Similarly, the IRS their own rules say it won't audit an item on a return if the same item was audited on a return filed for either of the 2 prior years with a no change result, again, unless it has a specific reason for doing so. Now, your letter doesn't say whether you fit either of these situations, but if you do, you can just call the IRS and ask it to discontinue the new audit, and guess what? They will. Now, how about this? From Jalen Carter from Belfast, Maine, asking about tax withholding, and writes, I'm still working while my spouse is retiring and about to start receiving both a pension and Social Security benefits. It seems complicated to arrange separate tax withholding from both of them, so can I simply withhold the tax due on my spouse's retirement income from my own pay? Well, Jalen, the answer to your question is yes, if you file a joint return with your spouse. Just file a new Form W-4 with your employer that elects to withhold sufficient tax from your pay to cover your joint tax liability. Wage withholding can also cover tax liabilities arising from sources such as investment income if you want it to. This can save the need for those filing those quarterly estimated taxes to cover the tax on this kind of income as well. And quarterly taxes are just a pain. Now, my final email today comes from Courtney Collier from Covington, Kentucky. Says she won a TV, wants to know what the heck the tax is. Well, she writes, I won a flat screen TV as a prize, and a Form 1099 reporting its value was sent to me and to the IRS. But the value of the 1099 was the full manufacturer's suggested retail price, which is far more than the TV actually sells for in stores. This is unfair. Can I report a lower amount? Well, Courtney, yes, you can. The prize is taxable to you at its fair market value, which is the price at which it actually sells at retail. Now, if this is lower than the price reported on that 1099, you can report the lower amount on your tax return. But be careful. Expect the IRS's computers to catch the difference between the two amounts, and that the IRS is going to contact you to ask about that difference. So, for your own safety, document the lower value that you report with price advertisements from local retailers or the internet, and keep this proof in your tax files. If the IRS then calls you, there should be no problem whatsoever. You'll be glad that you actually handled it that way. I can almost guarantee you that. You know, I thought I'd give you a little hot news here, something once in a while I do. You know, Canada has imposed a 15% withholding tax on distributions from Canadian mutual funds to foreigners, including United States IRAs. Now, the problem? IRA owners can't claim the U.S. foreign tax credit for the tax incurred by their IRAs, and their IRAs cannot claim the foreign tax credit because they have no taxable income to claim the credit against. So the saver? Own Canadian mutual funds only in taxable accounts that can use the foreign tax credit. That's your best bet. Keep that in mind. It's going to work a lot better for you. I can almost guarantee you that. Now, I want to thank you for listening to Robert Cardoza Live at the intersection of business and politics. Robert Cardoza Live broadcasts on Spreaker Radio, Blog Talk Radio, MyCast Live Radio, and countless terrestrial stations worldwide every single Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. I also broadcast on Roar 1776 Radio and Live 365 Radio every Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. So please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and YouTube, where you can listen to all of my shows 24/7. Go to my website at www.robertcardozalive.com and email me at robertcardozalive@gmail.com. That's where I get all of the emails that I deal with here on the show. Now, on my next show, my expert contributor is Ray Mailer with his series, The American Grid. My special guest is Joel Saltzman, Dr. Wireless. He'll be talking about wireless technology today. I encourage you to tell all of your friends about my show here on the RLC Broadcasting Network. Let's see here. I didn't even get this thing queued up. Let's get it going now.
That's our show for today. Beginning today, treat everyone you meet as if they were going to be dead by midnight. Extend them all the care, kindness, and understanding that you can muster. Your life will never be the same again. So many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then they seem improbable, and then when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. The real secret of happiness is to make others believe that they're the cause of it. Robert Cardoza Live is brought to you by blogtalkradio.com every Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Now, go out and make it a great day. Your host has been Robert Cardoza, the technical advisor, Matchstick Digital, and your executive producer, also Robert Cardoza.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed today's show as much as I enjoyed producing it for you. Don't forget to join me again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Time for another installment of Robert Cardoza Live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. In the meantime, stay safe, stay happy, be good, and good night, everybody.